Hey, let's get this weekend recap on, guys. Let's go ahead and check out what's going on. We had a weekly candle close right on the bottom of support that it's been sitting on. It's kind of back down to the where's it going to go? What's it going to do? What should we do? A lot of good questions, right? That's out there in the market. What we should do is just look to see what could happen and then start trading throughout the week, day by day, like we normally do, and look for price action that we can get our hands on. But keeping in the back of my mind kind of where these levels are, that's how you really know where things are. No one's like, we don't know if it's going to go up, we don't know if it's going to go down. That is the honest truth. But we can guarantee you that something's going to happen if certain levels are broken. So that is really what, if we're looking for some moment of truth or how we're going to look at trading, that's how a trader should be looking at things and looking at that support and resistance. So let's get on into it. We'll take a look at the weekly candle here, and then we'll take a look at some of the price action. And I'll talk a little bit about what I kind of see where we're at and what our thoughts are on it, just so you can kind of make your decisions off of that. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments and where you think BTC is going to be. Obviously, we trade BTC as a solid asset, and we play with it every single day, every night, evening, always doing recaps. So always BTC is what we're really watching. So let's go ahead and dig over into the charts here and jump into some price action. I'm sitting on a chart right now that you might be going, wow, way too much stuff. I'll agree, but this is something that's mine. I work with it. I lay it out. It's all me, if you will. So if I want all this stuff on here, that's my problem. I'll say that right now. But I'm going to show a little bit with you and kind of point some stuff out that I have been watching. The first thing I'll do is show you the macro bull trend that we've been in since the low, which is down through here, which that low was right down around the 15,300 level. We topped out all the way up here on this area right around 125,000. So that is the big swing, what direction are we in? And have we broke it yet? No, we have not broke it yet. So it's actually getting pretty strong is where it's starting to build. So if you look at this mess over here, I can clean some of these actual this is something else I was working on earlier and explained to somebody, and that's why I have a lot of this drawn on here. They were working on it together within a call. So anyhow, basically this block right here is showing you the macro trend. A Fibonacci line is drawn. Pretty much it's selected at the very top up here, and then you have your bottom. Well, let's actually catch this back up since I was moving it earlier. So let's move that back in line. So you have the halfway, if you will. A lot of times the price action will pull back halfway, which puts us right down here, right at that 100 or that 70,000 level. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the macro swing. Now, if you're starting to say, hey, when are we going to lose the macro swing? Well, that's it. If this breaks on down and starts hitting the 70,000 level, then we're really looking for a lower possible area. Now, we also have micro moves in here, and to save you the headache of what I've done, again, we have Fibonacci's from the low and then the high. So how did I get the low, you might ask? When the 21 crossed through the daily's 200, that's where it set the low for me. It gave me the confirmation. So then I could move my Fibonacci there. I didn't know what the top was till the 200 crosses, or the 21 crosses back through the 200. So it's very simple thing to watch. So now I knew that was the high. So then you might say, well, where is this going to go ahead and draw down to? Well, it's going to look for the best spot, which is typically the 786. You can see how it interacted at the 0.5 retracement. So the 0.5 was halfway in between these points. It's right here, so we can see we hit it. Then it went ahead and traded all the way down and bounced at the perfect golden pocket area. And that's where it's been sitting, right? It keeps fighting right in this key area. The other thing is you can see on the bigger scale, we also have the 238, which you see up here. That's also the macro 238 right through here, which is where our 0.5 is sitting on the micro. So we're in the micro pullback right now for a bear pullback in a bull macro. If that's confusing to you, sorry. That's trading and you want to understand where things are going, that's what you need to be looking for. But right here on the daily, we are sitting in a very critical spot. We do want to, let me jump on out to the weekly candle because that's what we're really all watching. You can see that we bounced in this area. I went ahead and marked it here. It's 800, whatever, give or take. We literally pretty much have closed 1 week, 2 weeks. We have wicked down through that, or wicked and touched it. I mean, you could say 1, 2, 3, you know, even this weird week, 4. You know, every week it's pretty much have test this area and bounce back up. So pretty wild. Obviously we came back in and tested. So we really have 1, 2, 3. Here's the 4th candle. This is the 4th week. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it maintains it, right? This is kind of the line in the sand if we're going to get the energy in this move. Right now your MACD is getting close. Your stoaches are already showing burn, but you're in a long time frame that we'll have to kind of watch. This could play out for 2 or 3 weeks. It's just, that's why we set levels on the charts and why we're watching this. So again, if you're really going to watch, are we going to, if we lose these areas, well then, yeah, we all kind of know you're going to start to fall. You're also going to start going down and testing the macro really run up at that point. This is really going to get down here, and that's where it's going to start getting dicey. I would start looking for a crypto winner, maybe, possibly. If we start losing these areas, we better start spiking hard and showing, the bulls better show up and start fighting back real hard in this area. If we don't see it and we just start seeing this thing want to just go full on bear out, then you already know what we need to be looking for. Short city is what I'd be start thinking. But until then, you got to be careful. You're sitting in a very, this could be just like the very top at 125,000. You're sitting kind of possibly at the very bottom right now. That's why I say it's a good. People always ask where should I accumulate BTC if I'm just going to add in. Well, you're kind of sitting on it. Now, where's the next area if it starts to fail? Well, it's going to be decked down in this area around the 75,000, 70,000. Yeah, that's going to be probably your next solid area if you're going to start to accumulate. And that's really just kind of coming back down here and testing the lower last little macro pullbacks, which is right here at 78,000. And then you have this bottom wick that it could touch into. That's why I have that there. And then, of course, then you have your macro run. So just kind of pointing that out. Let's jump on over actually into what you're used to, though, and take a look at this. Hopefully that helped you out if you're kind of watching the bottoms and starting to really pay attention. That could be things we're going to look for. Now, if you're looking at where we're at right now, you had this nice drop down in on Sunday evening, and it fell on out. And then we had the close, and then that last 4 hours really just looked nice, if you will, and we had this close. And then now you're in the current 4 hours. Price action does show that it's kind of exhausted. RSI is kind of exhausted all last week. The market's been telling me that be careful of shorts, be careful of shorts. So it's been telling me to be careful. It's been hard trading because of that, because I wanted to short, but I want to get hurt. Of course. And then on the hour, you can see pretty well exhaustion as well. A lot of the RSI is exhausted. A lot of it's exhausted here, which if we go back, and now let's go into the 15-minute and start taking a look at some of this price action. All right, so here's Friday. I always like to look at Friday because the weekend is always low volume, and it's always kind of hard to read. So a lot of times, what you'll see is price action typically will get back into where Friday kind of traded. And Friday kind of traded right up in here, right around that 90,000 again, which isn't a surprise, right? Hopefully it's not a surprise for you. That is a zone that right now we've been holding pretty solid. Just so we drop right now on the weekend to 88,000 to down to 88.6. It could easily go right back up in there and hit that 90,000 and then trade there and then really go back where it acted like it was going to go on Friday, which is going to go back up and test that 95,000 area again, 92 to 95. So those are the zones that we're trying to look at rebuilding. So we'll just have to watch. Of course, we're below the 200 on the 1 hour or on the 15-minute. We're the same one on the 1 hour, and we're the same on the 4 hour. So that's definitely lean bearish. My current indicator right now is saying be careful, everything's exhausted. But it's also, if the bears don't show up right now, they have it, right? They have the exhaustion, they have where they want it. But are they going to run it is the question. And we'll see. I don't see it actually a whole lot. We'll have to see right here. The next couple of days will kind of show if we're going to pull back up and get back up into that 90,000. That's gonna be our major support area. It's been major support for quite a while. I mean, this is back in November anyways. You can see a lot of that price action really played. It fought it and played on top of it. But in the end, really where all my lines are currently, really has price action been. And you can see right here, we played down in this area for a little while. Now we're back down in this same area again, and probably right back up into this area pretty soon, more than likely. You can see we're already back up at 87,000. We'll kind of see how the evening, would not be surprised if we opened Monday morning. We're pretty much where Friday ended, and we'll go from there. So let's look at this 15 minute price action. Okay, so so Friday opened up, and pretty much it wasn't quite perfect like this. These lines were a little bit off, but they're not much different than when this is Sunday's data that I have on here, and you can see it pretty much not any different than Friday. Friday faked you out, ripped down, tried to break out because somewhere this breakdown line was somewhere right in here. And it tried to fake you out, and then it ripped up, and obviously it traded down. Now there's one trick that I will show you that I haven't really shown anybody on here, at least when I'm doing these. There's one trick that I like to use. It's basically the 9:30 Eastern Standard Time candle on the U.S. market. Since I'm Central Standard Time, I'm going to go back 1 hour. So I am going to go to the 15-minute 8:30 Central Standard Time candle. And this is a standard trade. You can go look it up. It's all over the place. There's about 100,000 people that probably have talked about it. But I'm going to show you it with the Kabroda's levels that we get every day. I turn my magnet on so that way it actually just snaps to the bottom, snaps to the top, makes it easy for me. So you can see here is that 15-minute candle. Now a lot of times you don't have to worry about price action. So like this little snap up, how it broke out. This breakout line was pretty close to what it was on a Friday. It was on the Monday. Like I said, this was a little bit higher. So what you're looking for is typically how the system would work, or how you would normally trade this strategy, is you would say, okay, well, what am I supposed to do now? Well, when this closes on one side or the other in the 5-minute time frame, you take the trade. All right, let's go down to the 5-minute. I'm looking at last Friday for you. I don't know what we're playing around on Friday, actually. Well, actually, I do. I'll show you here on Monday, too. Or on Sunday, I mean, sorry. So here it is right here on this Friday morning. What is going on? This is crazy. What's happening? So here it is. Boom, boom, going down. We're in the 5-minute. This is the 15-minute 8:30 candle that I was talking about. We marked the top and bottom. You watched me do that. So now you might say, hey, what am I supposed to do here? Well, when it breaks out and gets to close, and none of this time has broken out and got the close since we marked the candle. So you're waiting. If this closed down here, then we would look at going short. The one trick is with us is we actually mark the breakout and the breakdown triggers. So if you can you're looking for both is really what you're looking for with us. I'm not, just because it breaks out here, I'm not going to get in this candle. I want to see it break and close above both. So, and then usually when you see it break above both, that's where you can go ahead and get in on your into your trade. So let's go ahead and say, okay, well, really, let me help you out a little bit. This breakdown candle was somewhere right up in here, so it kind of faked with you a little bit. So you can see, you might say, okay, well, it broke below my breakout, but again, remember, we're waiting for it to come back and break below this. We didn't see it. It recovered, got above our breakout. Yeah, there's the one. It got above the 15-minute 8:30 candle high. Now we're in business. Well, the best thing, what you could do is, what I would like to do is really say, how close can we get back to my breakout? is what I'm going to ask for. Now, I know this 200's here. I can see this 21 is coming up. We could watch it through here. I could just got in here, right? And I always put my stop on the 30-minute low if I'm going to do a breakout. So there's the setup right there. Now you might say, well, what do you want? Where's your target at? Okay, well, let's figure out the target. I'm going to run my Fibonacci's, and I'm going to run it on the breakout triggers. So you can see what I'm going after is I always have a reason of why we're putting stuff on the chart. That's the problem with a lot of traders is they just randomly pick levels. They don't know why they're picking the levels. Now, if you know that this was the top and this was the bottom, great, mark it. But how? Tell me how. It's just like drawing patterns on a chart. Well, I see a bull flag, and you see a head and shoulders. You see an Adam and Eve, or I see an Adam and Eve. That's everybody's opinion. And when that stuff does set up, it's good. But it sets up when it's with the actual price action on support and resistance a lot of times. Now, so anyways, we went ahead and marked it here. I'm going to go ahead and change this, and you can watch me do this. So I have the tool selected. I'm going to go ahead and right click and go to settings. And now I'm in my Fibonacci retracement tool, and I have this set for myself because I want to actually look at targets. So now that I looked at targets, I need to flip my Fibonacci around because I'm looking for the extensions for myself. So I'm basically marking the bottom breakout to the top breakout, and then I'm going to look for my targets. So here's my target 1 right here. Here's my target 2. Here's my target 3, 4. So in this trade, what I would be looking for is just to come back and test the 200, or even really I would ask for this as what I'd be looking for. But to be smart, we already had the daily resistance right here. It broke through that as well, right up through here, came all the way up, did what we really wanted it to do. So more than likely, this is probably, instead of actually asking to go back here, I'm going to ask for it to go back in here. And I would just set my limit order and say, if it fills me, boom. If it doesn't, who cares? I'm always going to put my stop, like I said, out here. You might say, well, yeah, but you could put it here. Yeah, you can. I'm not going to say you can't. That's just my rule. I make it simple. I don't try to make things complex. Obviously, sometimes the risk reward is better than others. Now, for me, I would take my target. Typically, I'm looking for a target 2 on a lot of these types of breakouts. So I would take my target 2. If it broke up to target 1, we already saw that happen. Of course, I'm also going off the breakout for these levels, right? So we're not really looking at these. So we got the extension. You would have got filled somewhere right here on the pullback. Maybe I set it a little bit tight, just boom, run it up. I would have set my target right here, and there's the trade. Pretty simple, right? So now let's move into Sunday real quick. Saturday, you could do the same thing. Saturday would have been kind of a day, but it kind of played out right into the afternoon, fell out, came back up, and then we saw this fall out. And you can see already, since we're doing this recovery already, like I said, be careful. Don't get too excited for the shorting. And that's just FYI, don't get too excited to the shorts. Let me actually, one thing, I know I'm flipping around here. Let me actually clear out this Friday stuff so it doesn't get, you don't see it on this Monday stuff. If you want to go back and look at it, go back and slow the video back down, pause it. You can take a screenshot of my Fibonacci levels as well and help yourself out. It's kind of stuff I would do too. So here we are. I marked the levels in the morning, sitting here waiting for price action to do something for me. Here is my 15-minute candle on the 15-minute chart right now, and I'm looking for my 8:30 candle. So I guess I marked it right here. So here is the 8:30 candle. Let me zoom in, make this thing a little nice for you. All right, so here we go. So here is the top. There's the bottom. I did it like I did before. I just showed you how to do it. I used my magnet tool to make sure it's snapped perfectly where I want it. Now, what I'm looking for is, again, my 2 rules for myself. I'm using the classic 15-minute open candle strategy. It's nothing fancy. It's out there. Like I said, you can go look it up. It's going to use the 9:30 Eastern Standard candle is what they use, which whatever time frame you're in, you can do the math back or forward or whatever you need to do. So mine's 8:30 Central Standard Time. I have it all marked out. Now I'm waiting for this to break above, and I'm going to get in the trade. No, I'm not. I'm actually, if it gets above and starts breaking out, I'm really going to wait for it to get all the way up here before I touch it. And you might think, well, why? Like, well, one of my rules is no man's zone, right? Like, you're above the 221, but you're not above the 200. Well, it might go back up to the 200. It might, and it might not. So I like to trade probability in my favor. And what I know is if it breaks above this line and starts to head up, it's more likely going to break out of this. And if it does, then I'm pretty excited. The other thing is if it breaks down, I need it to break below both of them. So we're in the 15-minute. We have it all set. Once you have it set like this, after this rest of this time that you see these candles, I'm not sitting here on the 5-minute or 15-minute chart. I'm going to be on the 5-minute chart. So let's go back into the 5-minute chart and take a look at some price action. You can see here is our 5-minute candle. This is why I say don't turn around and play around a ton. Sometimes it's just a better, if you're already seeing breakdown and you want to get in, right now you're below both of the 21 and the 200. It's already saying it's bearish. It's already starting to break down. But I don't blame you. Get in, if you got in right here, that's awesome. Again, look at where I put my stop. It's on the high of the 30-minute because I'm shorting now. I went ahead and marked my levels just like I showed you before, my Fibonacci levels. So now I have my target 1, my target 2, and my target 3. Some people argue with you saying, well, 3 is down here. That doesn't really matter. You could say this is 3 and 4. Whatever you want to do. Who cares? It's up to you. Find consistency with whatever you end up doing. These are pretty much Fibonacci levels that are pretty locked in. Most people are trading with them. You can see how it interacts, right? Like it starts to break down. It's back, bang, bang, bang. That's would have been my out. The 5-minute 21. I would have missed all this. Bummer, right? It's a Sunday. See ya. 75 to 1. Put $100 on. Made $75 on a Sunday. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. If you want to be more aggressive and risk your money, you could have jumped in right as it got opened and you're right in. You could have got a little bit better, but there's your strong move right here, because you already you needed the 5-minute close. That's what I'm looking for. 5-minute close. Boom, got it. There's some other stuff. Let's don't do that. So okay, so it's up to you. Like I said, target. My hard stop is always the 5-minute 21 cross. So I kind of lost out, right? Boom, that went against me. Got out here. There it goes. See ya, all the way down to my target 3. Almost hit my target 4. And then right when everybody thought it's going to hit there and they were getting greedy, it just rips back in your face. That's actually the weekly candle close right down through here. And then here it goes on up. Obviously, right now, the 5-minute could easily clear this and just rip. And then, like I said, Monday morning, we can see it right back where Friday was. So anyways, guys, I know I talk a lot here and showed you a lot of stuff. Hopefully you can go back and start practicing this in charts. I know I see a lot of people on the internet just talking and showing strategy. What I want to do is really show you guys what we see in the charts. If you have questions, I can talk about it more, explain it more. Our lines and everything that I'm talking about right here that I refer to, the breakout trigger and breakdown trigger, the 30-minute high and low. This 30-minute candle is the candle of the futures market that's opened. So that actually opens at 8:30, and I just do it Sunday through Sunday. I just keep it consistent, and that's when the New York futures market opens up, so that's when I trade it. So 8:30 is when they open up, and I'm obviously an hour back from them, so I open it up at 7:30, and I take that 30-minute high and low. That's what's sitting on here, and then the daily support and resistance. You might ask yourself, though, how do I get this stuff? How do you even know what that is? You know what? That's why we have Kabroda.com. So you can go check that out. You can go in there and you click one button, and you actually can go get our indicator, which is over here, and then you just go into settings and you right click in here and paste in your copy, hit OK, and then poof, there they are on the chart. You don't have to mess around. I just showed you the 15-minute strategy that actually makes it king now for you. This is a pretty powerful strategy. It's not going to work out every time, but that's why you always have stops, and that's why you're always looking for the two confirmations. So you're looking for the standard strategy that most people will talk about on the internet. But what we're actually doing is adding the power of the breakout and breakdown lines, and then also looking at 30-minute, and then you'll have your major support on your daily and resistance. So you really have some strength in this for yourself. So it can definitely help you out and help you make some better decisions. So on that strategy, so if you want to go research that strategy, go for it. Yeah, it's nothing new. It's been around forever. Everybody uses it. A lot of people try to use it. A lot of people are frustrated with it because it doesn't really work. Well, you're right. It doesn't really work because a lot of times it'll get the 5-minute close above and then rips and gets the 5-minute close below it, and then it just takes you out, right? So this is where you get that strength in this area. Of course, again, it's the 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on the 15-minute candle. Take the top and the bottom of the wicks. That is the strategy. So if anybody tries to tell you they got this, they've traded for 10 years or something like that, and they figured this out, no, it's been around forever. You could start trading right now. If you just started today, you already know. So good. You're a lot smarter than the guy that wasted 10 years of his life trying to figure it out. Oh man, it's funny. Trading's funny. Trading's funny. People are funny in trading. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Talked enough. Had enough fun here. That is the price action. Monday morning, we'll kind of see where things are at and check things out. If you do check out the site and you have questions on there, go ahead and let us know. We'll talk about it. And it's pretty basic, pretty simple. We have a GPT that's built in there too that can help you actually look at some of this stuff. Actually, today, if you talk to the GPT, it would have told you, watch out, this is a hollow short, hollow market right now on the shorts. Be careful because there's no energy in this. I call it wind. There's no wind in the sails, so the boat's just gonna float. And it kind of goes where the current's going, and that's kind of what you saw today. The current was kind of the driver, not the energy, not the wind. So anyways, that's why I'm more confident on it bouncing and where it did and running up, because if it got down there though and then all of a sudden the wind picked up, they're already at the bottom. So that's why, you gotta be careful when you listen to people that are calling it, oh, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down, oh, it's gonna, and you might feel like, yeah, that's what everybody says, right? Nobody's committing. Well, I'm showing you where we're going to commit if certain things happen. That's really the way you want to be trading anyways. Find those levels and then trade that way. Have a reason of where the support and resistance are. Why are you getting into something? Why are you holding something? Look for what you're looking for in the higher time frames. When it happens, then you're not surprised. If you're in a short or in a long and you're starting to see certain things happen, you better cut that thing out and just say, let's start looking at the reset on the market and see where we're going. So if you are running a short right now and you saw those levels that I just showed you, be careful, because that short probably isn't going to play out at this point unless we get a close above those levels. If you start seeing the close and the pressure there, then boom, you're in the sauce. But until then, you're actually fighting against some major resistance, and the trend could easily push back up against you and take your capital. So think of it that way. That's what you're really looking. So when those traders that you listen to on the internet that are always talking about ups and downs and maybe this could happen, maybe that can happen, that's what they're doing also, and that's why they're saying that maybe. So now you understand it, hopefully. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. We'll see you guys in the Monday recap. Hopefully there's some nice little fun energy here as this runs up, and then boom, I'm ready for it to rip up. So that's what I'm hanging on for. I'm looking to get myself a little maybe 8x or maybe, an 8x, an 8R risk to reward, 12R risk to reward. That's what I'm going to be looking for. So it's coming. It is coming. This energy is starting to build. The more strength in the bottom in that base, the higher it can move up into higher levels. All right, guys, we'll talk later. See you in the next recap.